We're back. We're gonna sort the tools out, and this is the part I was dreading the most. I was not looking forward to sorting out that pile, but it has to be done in order for us to start efficiently working on anything with bolts and screws and cables. I want to be able to find my tools, and I don't want to have to search around while I'm making a video to do it. So off camera, I moved my two top toolboxes over here to get to them easier. I blowed all this out with a leaf blower off camera as well because you wouldn't have been able to see anything anyway. It was a dust storm. All of this is still covered with sawdust, but we'll wipe some of that off as we go. I'm going to rearrange this. Sorry about the vehicles and the fan noise is probably back, but when I started earlier it was about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's fairly cool out here. It's 12:40 now. It's about 90 degrees, 85, something like that. It's getting pretty warm. We don't have no AC in here, we just got fans. So again, I apologize for the noise. If you bear with me, we're gonna get this done. I hope. So we're going to set everything that's not tools into that old drawer. And then I'll make a pile on the table of the existing tools. And then we'll begin sorting those out and put them in the drawers that they go in. And then we'll work on some of the stuff we pulled out earlier to decide what's trash and what we're going to keep. Well guys, that's about all I'm going to work on today. I appreciate every one of you who watches and takes the time to get to the end of the video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I know you hear all the YouTubers and everyone say that, but the reason for that is because the more likes and subscriptions you get, the algorithm for all of these platforms start promoting your page. So that gives you more viewers organically without you having to pay for anything or boost posts or get sponsorships. Now the only sponsorships we got when we started this were from private people that wanted to see us do things, wanted my kids to get involved. So they mainly donated tools, some parts. All of the toolboxes you see were given to me. So other than parts we put into the go-kart and a few various things that I bought myself for the kids, everything was given to us. This whole canopy I got on a discount. It had 3 holes in it. So I got it 80% off. The fans you see, they were free. We have very little money in any of this. And the reason that I wanted it that way, I could have went out and dropped a couple $1,000s on brand new stuff. But I don't want my kids to start out with a brand new shop that's fully furnished. As we acquire nicer things, including a nicer shop, I want them to see where it came from. I want them to see that they worked for something to be able to pay for it. Now in the beginning, it's probably just going to be me. And that's okay. All my children are small. My oldest one is 11 years old. We didn't build a shop because I don't know how much longer we're going to stay in our current house. We're looking for land to be able to build a house and a shop instead of building a shop here and then having to build a second one when we move. Once we find somewhere, there will be a lot nicer things. But I hope by that point, my kids are at a point to where they have built some things on their own, so they know why they're getting a new shop, because they actually went outside and started building things, so they get a shop for that. I'm not sure which frame we'll start on. The frame that we already had restored pretty much. It's complete other than it needs some touch-up paint now. It's sat for 2 years. It needs a spindle replaced or me to work something out for it to be operational again, because right now the spindle is touching the front tire. It's something fairly simple, something you may come in contact with as you're getting frames, or if you want to build your own go-karts. We're hoping to start a trend of people that want to restore go-karts. You can get go-karts fairly cheap if you look for them in people's yards, or get in touch with your buddy that's a landscaper. You know, they come across frames of lawnmowers and go-karts fairly often that people will just give them to get them out of their yard. You can start with a foundation for free, or $100, put maybe $300 worth of parts into it. For $400, your kids have something they can ride around and play on for years to come if you take care of it. Or if you fully go the length, you could make $250, $300 off of it. Go-karts go anywhere between $400 to $700. Your larger frame go-karts go anywhere from $6 to $2,000, depending on how much money you spend on it and how nice you make them. For kids, it's a fun way for them to be able to start flipping their own things. You know, you never realize, but them rebuilding go-karts or lawn tractors at a young age, in turn, could be them flipping whole cars by the time they're in high school. I've got several friends that make a couple of thousands just flipping cars. They may own their own dealership one day. So it could lead to a lot of other things, not to mention they get the mechanical skills and you get time to work with them and do something besides, me and my children play some video games together. There's not a lot of hands-on involved with video games. We just got to get our youth back to the older roots of doing things. There's so many young adults now that never were taught how to use tools. They never were made to go outside. They don't have any fundamental work skills. And this is something you can use to break that. That's my hope anyway. Another reason that I started this is I don't really care if we make money off of this or not. That would be great. It would help me put money back into it, and that way the projects are funding themselves. I have enough money without becoming a professional, or I'm not sure what you call it, a professional YouTuber. I would like to see revenue from that to show them, hey, this is what happens. But besides that, I lost my real dad at a young age, and I don't have any videos at all of my stepfather that raised me. Not one. And that would be something that I wish I had. We never took the time. He wasn't a very photogenic person. He didn't like to take pictures. Even though we have a ton of pictures, we don't have any videos to remember him. And instead of me trying to save and keep up with videos of myself for my children, even if they don't end up being hands-on with any of this, I'll have a YouTube channel that they can forever see until YouTube is no longer existent, which I don't see happening for a long time. They'll be able to view those videos of me, the things I've done, listen to me talk. If they forget something that I've taught them in person, they'll have that guidebook to go back to. To me, that would be worth gold for me if I had that for my dad. Or if I had that for some of my friends. I've lost a lot of friends that I don't have a video of. I don't have a way to see them anymore. So to me, this is a dual purpose thing. It's one reason I haven't been in such a rush. I know as followers of the page, it's sort of like I've let you down. But all this is on our own time. I'm not trying to let you down. I'm limited on resources for me to be able to get in and out. I have 5 children. I help take care of my mother. And there's just not a lot of time for things like this. The heat is another factor. Since I've been sick, it kind of scares me to be able to come outside, and get overheated. I don't want to end up in the hospital or having to use these videos before I even get a library built for them. Your health is everything. You only get one set of statistics and you've got to keep up with them, and I've had to learn that hard last year in the hardest way possible. Some different videos that we're going to make are just going to be educational videos. I may not sound like it, but I'm a pretty smart person. I've spent a lot of time since I was 15 or 16 years old learning different things. There's some things that I have never learned. I may one day. But out of the ordinary, easygoing lifestyle folks, I wasn't one. I chose the hardest way to do a lot of things. I failed at even more. But the things that I've done that worked for me, I would love to share with you. I'm 33 years old and I can't really say I'm retired because I don't draw a retirement check. I don't get paid from retirement, but I don't have to work anymore. At 33, I make enough money, residual, just doing what I do. And there's a lot of 18, 19-year-old kids out there that want to be that. If you don't want to have to get up and punch a time clock in the morning, I can help you. If you don't want to have to fail 25,000 times before you get to that point, I can help you. If you're tearing something apart and you need to put it back together, chances are I've tore it apart and put it back together. If you want to start with $20 and make $2,000 by the end of the year, I can help you. If you've just opened a business, right now other than medical, I haven't necessarily done it myself, but I've walked alongside and learned from other people. Anything other than healthcare, I've got some information for you. Hopefully the channel grows, my viewers grow, my knowledge grows, and I can help you. And most importantly, if you feel depressed or lost in your life, I can definitely help you. I went through a rough time during my 20s. I can help you. I can lead you in the direction of other people that can help you. And if you just want some enjoyment or a way to kill time, you can watch me bounce around on here and do random stuff. We do appreciate you. And we appreciate everything that you can do for us as far as social media goes. If you want to donate something, we don't really need it any longer like we did when we started, but we would greatly appreciate it. And you'll see it used. The ratchet and wrenches that were donated to us, they'll definitely be used. The fans, they get used every time I come out here. I'm trying to remember everything that was donated. Sure, there's something I'm forgetting. As I use it, I'll let you know what it was. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching.